Hi everyone, this is Molly again. I'm here to talk to you about the book Ocdaniel, which is written by Wesley King, that won an Edgar Award for 2017. An Edgar Award is usually awarded to any book that has a good quality of a mystery story to it or suspense. I found this book interesting and a good read for middle school kids due to its coverage of a boy with an anxiety disorder, which you usually don't see portrayed positively in kids' books. Now, we all know that going through middle school is this awkward, embarrassing, but also a fun time, right? Or at least you're going to figure that out. This book takes that into a whole new level by following a boy named Daniel who suffers from OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder, which is now classified in the DSM-5, which is a medical book for diagnosing mental illness and other disorders, and it is under an anxiety disorder. To simplify, OCD is a disorder that causes anxiety to those it affects by causing a fixation on things they do, whether that be a routine they must follow, an amount of times they must flip a light switch, do a task, how they fold their clothes, or even how they think through a process in their head. Now, if they don't follow this certain routine or act out on these impulses in a certain way, it can actually cause them moderate to severe anxiety, leading to panic attacks or other issues. The author of this book actually even admits that the character Daniel was actually based off of him in middle school, and he actually dealt with OCD and OCD tendencies throughout his life, which I feel was pretty interesting because normally you don't see authors actually having experienced the disorder or illness that they've talked about in their books. So this was something important because a lot of kids don't realize that this is going on. Now, with Daniel's anxiety, he has a specific routine that he has to follow every night, and also a fixation on numbers or how he writes certain words. He's very private about this, however, and doesn't talk to his classmates about it. He actually hides it in his little nervous tics that he calls zaps from his friends, even his best friend and the girl that he likes, who is the prettiest girl in the school. However, another student begins to notice these tendencies and sees right through his facade of, oh, I'm a normal person. After this discovery, he ends up finding a note that says they need his help from someone signed Fellow Star Child. With this, he's sucked into this big adventure of trying to figure out who wrote the note, what the meaning behind this help that they need is, and it kind of possibly ends up changing the way that he lives his everyday life and how he views himself with his anxiety and his OCD. This book was really good in portraying the fact that even though someone with an anxiety disorder can be seen as different and have a harder time than most kids, they're not that different from you and me. This is something important to understand as you go through this awkward transition from middle school to high school and dealing with friends and the beginning of relationships and just life in general. So I feel like this was a really good book, and it did a very, very, very good job with portraying anxiety and OCD in different ways and kind of talking about one-on-one how that made Daniel feel personally and his personal thoughts rather than thoughts that you normally see in a book. I would recommend anyone who knows anyone with an anxiety disorder, OCD, any other type of mental illness or disorder to go check this book out. I found it available on Google Books, on Google Play Books, and I will be keeping that link in the description in this video as well. So if you get a chance, just check this book out. It's a good mystery book and has pretty good plot to it.